The Galactic Council's grand chamber shimmered with the brilliance of its 3 artificial suns, casting prismatic reflections across the domed ceiling. Representatives of over 200 alien species filled the room, their diverse forms creating a vibrant display of interstellar life. Floating beings made of gaseous plasma hovered next to towering insectoids and crystalline entities, all seated in their respective pods arranged in a massive circular array. At the center of this spectacle stood Ambassador Derek Cole, the representative of Earth. Clad in a sharp black suit and a relaxed expression, he seemed an anomaly amid the Council's charged atmosphere. The Council leader, an imposing azure-skinned alien with 4 arms and glowing yellow eyes, stepped forward. His voice, amplified by the chamber's acoustic system, reverberated like a thunderclap. "Earth," the leader began, his voice dripping with disdain, "your insolence knows no bounds. You expand recklessly, disregarding our rules, your signals pollute our communication networks, and your colonies trespass into restricted sectors. The Galactic Council will tolerate this no longer." The chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien languages, clicks, hums, and growls echoing as the representatives expressed their approval. Some banged on their desks, others flashed bioluminescent patterns of agreement. But Cole remained unperturbed. He adjusted his tie and retrieved a small, sleek device from his pocket. "Ambassador Cole," the council leader bellowed, his 4 arms outstretched in a gesture of dominance, "what do you have to say in defense of your species?" Cole tapped away at his device with a bored expression. "I'm updating my dinner reservation," he replied without looking up. "Might run a little late with all this noise." The chamber fell silent, stunned by the audacity of his response. The council leader's skin darkened from its natural blue to an enraged navy hue. His glowing eyes flared brighter. "You dare mock this council," he demanded, slamming his fists onto his podium. "By unanimous vote, we declare war on Earth and its territories. This day marks the beginning of your species' end." The room erupted once more in cheers and alien war cries. But Cole, unfazed, finished typing and slid his device into his pocket. He glanced at the council leader, offering a casual shrug. "Great," he said with a smirk. "Just make sure you file the proper paperwork. Our legal department's been swamped lately." Without waiting for a response, Cole turned on his heel and strolled out of the chamber, the massive crystal doors sealing behind him. The council members sat in stunned silence, their grand declaration of war met with what could only be described as supreme indifference. Back on Earth, the news of the council's declaration of war spread quickly, but the public response was anything but chaotic. In Times Square, holographic news tickers displayed the headlines in vivid, animated graphics: "Galactic Council declares war on Earth." Crowds glanced at the announcement briefly before returning to their daily routines. In a cozy coffee shop, a group of college students laughed as they scrolled through their social media feeds. One of them held up their phone to show a meme featuring a council warship and the caption, "When you declare war but humans are too busy planning their weekend." Across the globe, humanity's reaction was marked by a blend of humor and nonchalance. Late-night comedians cracked jokes about alien bureaucrats, and online stores began selling War of the Galaxies merchandise within hours. While the council prepared for what they believed would be a decisive campaign, Earth's response was one of collective indifference, or perhaps, quiet confidence. Meanwhile, in orbit above Earth, cargo ships, tourist vessels, and mining freighters continued their operations as usual. Humanity's solar economy hummed along uninterrupted, showing no signs of fear or disruption. On board the Atlas freighter, Captain Emma Reeves watched the news feed projected onto her console with mild amusement. "War, huh?" she mused, sipping her coffee. "Better update our insurance." Her co-pilot chuckled. "Think they'll offer us a discount for alien war coverage?" Emma shrugged, her tone casual. "Probably just another line item. Let's finish this run and grab some lunch." As the freighter continued its journey toward the asteroid belt, its automated systems adjusted for an incoming council warship's trajectory. The vessel sent out a routine message, wide load. Please maintain safe distance. The stage was set, but the players on Earth's side seemed remarkably unbothered. In the face of an intergalactic threat, humanity's response was clear: they had more important things to do. The Galactic Council's warships, massive constructs bristling with weapons, began their campaign by blockading Earth's major trade routes. To the Council's military leaders, this was a decisive first step, a show of strength that would cripple humanity's economic systems and force their surrender. But their expectations quickly met a reality they hadn't prepared for. Admiral Zelkren, commander of the Council's flagship Righteous Judgment, stood on his bridge, his 4 eyes fixed on the holographic display of Earth's solar system. Thousands of human ships moved about, completely undeterred by the fleet's arrival. Are their systems malfunctioning? Zelkren growled, his voice a low rumble. They're acting as if we're not even here. Sir, his second-in-command, a tall insectoid named Klickthar, reported hesitantly, scans indicate that their vessels are ignoring us. Civilian traffic is proceeding as usual. Zelkren's skin darkened with frustration. Open a channel to the nearest vessel. Moments later, the bridge's main screen displayed the image of a human mining ship captain. The woman appeared relaxed, holding a steaming mug of coffee as she glanced at the transmission. Can I help you? She asked, her tone more curious than concerned. You are in violation of Galactic Council wartime protocols. Zelkren thundered. Cease your operations immediately and prepare to surrender your vessel. The captain took a slow sip of her coffee before responding. Wartime protocols, huh? Sorry, I'm just a miner. You'll have to talk to corporate about that. Anything else? Zelkren's mandibles clicked in irritation. You will comply, or we will. Before he could finish, the mining ship's automated response system activated. Thank you for contacting Anderson Mining Corporation. Your call is important to us. Please hold for the next available representative. The human captain raised a hand. Oops, looks like the system took over. Good luck with that. She cut the transmission. The bridge of the Righteous Judgment filled with the sound of cheerful hold music. Zelkren's rage simmered as his claws tapped impatiently on his console. Shut it off, he barked. On Earth, the war declaration was met with equal parts amusement and ingenuity. Government officials convened not to plan a counteroffensive, but to launch Operation Paperstorm. A team of lawyers, bureaucrats, and engineers worked around the clock to drown the council in legal red tape. At the Department of Galactic Affairs, a junior analyst handed a thick stack of forms to her supervisor. This should slow them down, she said with a grin. Each document requires signatures from every council representative, notarized in triplicate, and filed individually. Good work, the supervisor replied, stamping the top page with a flourish. Send it through every channel we've got. The council's legal division, unprepared for the sheer volume of human bureaucracy, was overwhelmed within hours. On board the Righteous Judgment, Admiral Zelkren received yet another notification from Earth's legal department. Klickthar read the message aloud. Admiral, they're requesting retroactive permits for every weapon system we've deployed. Failure to comply will result in fines, and revocation of our fleet's operating license. Permits? Zelkren growled. Operating license? This is absurd. It gets worse, sir, Klickthar added. They've classified our presence in the asteroid belt as an environmental hazard. We've been fined for excessive noise and light pollution. While the Council struggled with humanity's unorthodox tactics, Earth's citizens capitalized on the situation. Social media exploded with memes, videos, and live streams featuring the alien fleet. In one viral clip, a group of teenagers posed for selfies with a Council warship visible in the background, adding captions like "Alien Invasion Vibes Milky Way" and "New Backdrop for the Gram." Merchandise stores launched a line of invasion-themed products, including t-shirts that read, "I survived the Galactic War and all I got was this lousy shirt," and mugs emblazoned with, "Best invasion ever." The items sold out within hours. Even Earth's entertainment industry jumped into the fray. Late-night talk shows featured comedic skits mocking the Council's bureaucratic struggles, while production studios announced plans for invasion-themed movies and series. Meanwhile, the Council's fleets attempted to enforce their blockade. At Mars's orbital station, a massive cargo freighter approached the line of alien warships. "Civilian vessel," a Council officer transmitted, "you are entering a restricted zone. Turn back or be destroyed." The freighter's automated response system replied cheerfully. "Thank you for contacting Lunar Freight Solutions. Your estimated wait time for a representative is 2 hours and 47 minutes. For faster service, please visit our website." The officer stared at the communication screen, baffled. Moments later, the freighter continued its path, casually bypassing the blockade. Back in the Galactic Council's war room, Admiral Zelkren reviewed the reports. His fleets were being inundated with fines, lawsuits, and endless waves of human bureaucracy. Klickthar approached cautiously. "Sir, perhaps we underestimated the humans. Their lack of military response, it's almost as if they don't see us as a threat." Zelkren's claws clenched into fists. "They will see us as a threat," he growled. "Prepare to engage their civilian infrastructure. We will teach them the consequences of defiance." Klickthar hesitated. "Admiral, their civilian systems are robust. We've encountered resistance from automated defenses and customer service bots." Zelkren's eyes narrowed. "Customer service bots?" "Yes, sir," Klickthar replied. "And their legal team has filed a formal protest against our blockade, citing it as a violation of interstellar free trade agreements." The Admiral slumped into his chair, his frustration mounting. Humanity had turned the Council's invasion into a bureaucratic nightmare, and they weren't even taking it seriously. Somewhere deep within him, a tiny spark of doubt began to flicker. Admiral Zelkren paced the bridge of the righteous judgment, his 4 eyes fixed on the swirling expanse of Earth's solar system displayed on the holographic screen. The Council's fleets had surrounded key trade routes, deployed their warships strategically, and blocked access to human colonies. Yet, despite their efforts, the humans seemed unbothered. Reports streamed in from various battle groups. One officer, an amphibious alien named Sorth, stepped forward, clutching a tablet-like device. "Admiral," Sorth began hesitantly, "the mining outpost near Jupiter has filed a noise complaint against us." "A noise complaint?" Zelkren hissed, his voice low and dangerous. "Yes, sir," Sorth continued. "Their automated systems have cited us for violating local regulations on decibel levels. They've also issued fines for light pollution." Zelkren's claws flexed. "Are they mocking us?" Sorth hesitated. "Sir, they seem entirely serious. And there's more. More. Their response systems have classified our presence as a safety hazard. We've been fined for obstructing traffic lanes and failing to submit emergency protocols for civilian encounters." The Admiral growled in frustration, his voice resonating across the bridge. "What madness is this?" Meanwhile, on Earth, the population was finding the war endlessly entertaining. News programs covered the Council's invasion like a reality show, complete with humorous commentary and live updates. At a bustling cafe in New York City, a holographic news anchor beamed above the crowd. In other news, the Galactic Council's war effort seems to be hitting some snags. Reports indicate their warships are struggling with Earth's bureaucratic countermeasures. Coming up next, how to host your own alien-themed dinner party. Customers chuckled as they watched, some speculating on the Council's next move. In the UN headquarters, representatives from Earth's nations gathered to discuss the situation. Ambassador Derek Cole appeared on the main screen, calling in from his office aboard a shuttle near Mars. "So," began Secretary General Liang, "the Council's war declaration. What's the status?" "They've sent fleets, issued threats, and attempted blockades," Cole replied, smirking. "But they've achieved exactly nothing. We've overwhelmed them with paperwork and legal loopholes. They're tied up in interstellar bureaucracy." Liang shook her head, half amused, half bewildered. "And the public?" "They're thriving," Cole said with a chuckle. "Tourism is booming, businesses are cashing in on invasion-themed promotions, and the entertainment industry is running wild with alien war spoofs." On the Council's flagship, Admiral Zelkren convened with his senior officers. Holographic maps of Earth's solar system hovered above the table, showing their fleet positions and human activity. "Admiral," Klikthar began cautiously, "we've encountered further complications." "Spit it out," Zelkren snapped. "Several of our crews have joined human entertainment programs." Zelkren froze. "Explain." Klikthar pulled up a video feed. On the screen, a Council warship crew was participating in a human reality show called Space Swap. The footage showed the aliens learning to cook Earth dishes and attempting to adapt to human social customs. "This episode has received over 4 billion views," Klikthar said, his mandibles clicking nervously. "And it's boosted the Council's popularity among human audiences." Zelkren's claws slammed onto the table. "We are not entertainers. We are conquerors." As the Council struggled to maintain control, Earth continued to innovate. A fleet of civilian ships, emblazoned with bright logos and slogans, approached the Council's blockade. One ship, painted neon yellow with "Alien Ship Tours" scrawled across the side, hailed the righteous judgment. "This is Captain Mike of the Galactic Voyager, offering exclusive tours of your magnificent fleet. We've got passengers eager to see your warships up close. Interested in a revenue-sharing deal?" Zelkren stared at the screen, speechless. The transmission continued unabated. "We've got holographic souvenir packages, alien food tastings, and even a live streaming option for our premium members. It's a win-win, Admiral." Klikthar turned to Zelkren. "Sir, their offer could offset some of our operating costs." Zelkren growled. "Decline it. Now." The Galactic Voyager carried on regardless, circling the fleet and broadcasting live feeds to millions of human viewers. Passengers waved from observation decks, snapping selfies with the Council's warships in the background. On Earth, the Council's struggles had become a cultural phenomenon. Memes flooded social media, merchandise sales skyrocketed, and late-night comedians roasted the invasion nightly. At the Martian orbital station, station manager Karen Price was enjoying her lunch break when a massive Council warship loomed outside the station's window. "Attention, human outpost," a Council officer's voice boomed. "Cease all activity and prepare to surrender." Karen barely looked up from her sandwich. "Janet," she said, addressing the station's AI, "handle that, would you?" "Of course," the AI replied cheerfully. Moments later, an automated message played through the station's communication system. "Thank you for contacting Mars Orbital Station. Your inquiry is important to us. Due to high demand, our response time may be delayed. Please hold." The Council officer sputtered in disbelief as hold music filled the channel. Karen took another bite of her sandwich. "They'll figure it out eventually." Back on the righteous judgment, Admiral Zelkren's frustration reached its peak. Reports continued to flood in, each more absurd than the last. "Admiral," Klikthar reported, "several of our crews have petitioned for pizza ovens aboard their ships. They've also requested extended leave to attend something called Comic-Con." Zelkren slumped into his chair, his skin darkening to a defeated shade of lavender. "We are losing control," he muttered. Klikthar hesitated. "Sir, I believe humanity's strategy is not one of conventional warfare. They are drowning us in their culture, overwhelming us with their irreverence." Zelkren's claws tapped on the console. Somewhere deep within him, he began to wonder if this war had already been lost, not through battle, but through sheer human ingenuity and absurdity. Admiral Zelkren stared at the holographic map of Earth's solar system, his frustration palpable. Every tactic the Galactic Council's fleet had deployed was countered, not with weapons, but with Earth's unrelenting creativity and indifference. Across the bridge of the righteous judgment, officers scrambled to make sense of the latest developments. "Admiral," Klikthar said hesitantly, approaching with a tablet, "new reports have arrived from the 5th and 8th fleets." Zelkren turned, his tone sharp. "What now?" "The 5th fleet has voluntarily docked at one of Earth's orbital stations." "Docked?" Zelkren repeated, his 4 eyes narrowing. "Why?" Klikthar clicked his mandibles nervously. "To participate in a cultural festival. The humans call it Space Jam. Apparently, it involves music, games, and, competitive basketball." Zelkren's claws twitched. "And the 8th Fleet? They've signed up for something called a VIP invasion tour," Klikthar added. "It's a luxury package that offers close-up views of human cities, meals at 5-star restaurants, and complimentary gift bags." Zelkren's gaze hardened. "Our fleets are supposed to strike fear into these humans, not join their festivities." Meanwhile, on Earth, the Galactic Council's invasion had become the event of the century. Entire industries sprang up to capitalize on the alien presence. Tourism agencies offered alien-themed packages, merchandise flooded the markets, and social media was ablaze with alien encounter content. In one particularly popular live stream, a human influencer stood in front of a council battleship, broadcasting to millions. "Check it out, guys. The big bad invaders are just chilling while we party. Smash that like button if you think they should join the barbecue later." Behind her, the battleship loomed ominously, though its crew could be seen peeking through observation windows, seemingly curious about the human activities below. At a luxury resort on Mars, a delegation of council officers was reluctantly participating in a human-organized event, Galactic Cuisine Night. The officers, accustomed to nutrient-paced and sterile meals, found themselves sampling Earth delicacies under the guidance of a cheerful chef. "This is called a cheeseburger," the chef explained, placing a plate in front of Admiral Vrek, a hulking reptilian. "Go on, try it." Vrek hesitated, his claws hovering over the unfamiliar food. Slowly, he took a bite, and his eyes widened in astonishment. Around the room, other council officers experienced similar revelations as they tasted pizza, sushi, and chocolate cake for the first time. "This," Vrek muttered, his voice filled with awe, "this is extraordinary." Back aboard the Righteous Judgment, the bridge was in disarray. Reports of council crews defecting to human entertainment ventures, signing up for Earth streaming services, and engaging in local festivals flooded in. "Admiral," Klikthar said, his tone cautious, "the crews are adapting to human culture." "Adapting?" Zelkren barked. "They're abandoning their duty." Klikthar shifted uncomfortably. "With respect, sir, the humans have turned this war into something unconventional. They've reframed it as an opportunity for entertainment and profit. Our troops are simply participating." A junior officer interrupted, holding a tablet. "Sir, Earth has issued another statement. They're inviting us to a peace negotiation and intergalactic trade summit next week." Zelkren's eyes narrowed. "What's the catch?" The officer hesitated. "The event is being hosted at something called Disney World. On Earth, the preparations for the summit were in full swing. Ambassador Derek Cole stood in a grand conference hall, overseeing the arrangements. Beside him, a team of event organizers discussed seating charts, catering options, and holographic displays. "This has to be perfect," Cole said. "If we're going to turn this invasion into a trade deal, we need to impress them." One of the organizers smiled. "Don't worry, Ambassador. We've got the finest chefs, entertainment acts, and, oh, the council's delegation just confirmed their attendance. Cole grinned. Good. Let's show them what humanity can offer. The summit at Disney World was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Council leaders and Earth representatives mingled among colorful attractions, sampling Earth's food and entertainment while discussing trade agreements and cultural exchanges. Admiral Zelkren, initially reluctant to attend, found himself drawn into the spectacle. As he walked through the park, he saw council soldiers laughing with human children, learning Earth dances, and posing for photos with tourists. At one point, Zelkren was approached by a small human child holding a stuffed alien toy. She tugged at his cloak, looking up at him with wide eyes. "Are you a real alien?" she asked. Zelkren, taken aback, crouched to her level. "Yes, I am." The child beamed. "That's so cool. Do you like ice cream?" Zelkren blinked, unsure how to respond. Before he could answer, the child handed him her cone. "Here, you can have mine." For the first time since the invasion began, the hardened admiral smiled. By the end of the summit, Earth and the Council had signed a groundbreaking treaty, not one of surrender or victory, but of partnership. Trade routes were opened, cultural exchange programs were established, and a new era of intergalactic cooperation was born. As the fireworks lit up the sky above Disney World, Zelkren stood beside Ambassador Cole, watching the spectacle. "You humans are unlike any species we've encountered," Zelkren admitted. "You've turned war into this." Cole chuckled. "It's what we do best. Turn challenges into opportunities." The Admiral nodded slowly, a newfound respect for humanity growing within him. Somewhere in the distance, a council worship-turned-tourist attraction launched its first guided tour, marking the start of a very different kind of relationship between Earth and the galaxy. Months after the Galactic Council's war declaration, Earth and its colonies were bustling with new ventures inspired by the failed invasion. What began as a conflict had turned into the galaxy's largest cross-cultural phenomenon. Council warships, once symbols of dread, were now converted into tourist attractions, restaurants, and even entertainment venues. At the headquarters of Galactic Ventures Incorporated in New York City, CEO Margaret Lin addressed her executive board. A holographic presentation displayed graphs of skyrocketing profits and market growth. "Ladies and gentlemen," Margaret began, "we've turned an invasion into the greatest economic boom in Earth's history. Tourism is up 300%. Alien-themed products are outselling every other category. And our streaming platform's new reality show Space Swap has hit 5 billion views." The board members applauded, nodding in agreement. Margaret advanced to the next slide, revealing plans for even more ambitious projects. "We're not stopping here," she continued. "I present to you, the Intergalactic Cultural Exchange Hub. Picture this, a massive space station where humans and aliens can mingle, share traditions, and, of course, spend money." The room erupted in excitement as Margaret outlined the proposal. The station would feature alien cuisines, human sports, interactive exhibits, and even a zero-gravity concert hall. Meanwhile, on Mars, a council warship had been repurposed into a floating amusement park. Captain Grexor, who once commanded the vessel with pride, now donned a colorful uniform and greeted tourists at the entrance. "Welcome to the Stellar Thrill Zone," he announced, his booming voice now filled with enthusiasm rather than menace. "Our laser tag arena is open, and don't miss the Gravity Coaster, the galaxy's first zero-gravity roller coaster." Nearby, human and alien children laughed as they explored the attractions. Families posed for photos with costumed mascots based on council species, while vendors sold snacks ranging from Earth's cotton candy to alien bioluminescent treats. For Grexor, it was a humbling but oddly rewarding experience. His former crew had adapted quickly, enjoying their new roles as entertainers and guides. As he watched a group of tourists marvel at the ship's repurposed weapon systems, he couldn't help but smile. Back in the Council's Central Command, the leaders convened to discuss the unexpected outcome of their campaign. The once mighty Admiral Zelkren now sat among them, his demeanor noticeably more subdued. "The humans have outmaneuvered us in every way," the Council leader admitted. "Their cultural and economic strategies have neutralized our fleets without a single battle. They've even made profits from our failures." Zelkren nodded. "Their creativity is relentless. They've weaponized humor, bureaucracy, and commerce in ways we couldn't have anticipated." The council members murmured in agreement. One crystalline representative raised a translucent limb. "Perhaps we were too hasty in declaring war. This partnership has yielded unforeseen benefits." Another representative, a gaseous entity that shimmered with shifting colors, added, "Our citizens have expressed great interest in human entertainment and cuisine. Their cultural exports are enhancing our worlds." The council leader sighed. "Then it's settled. We will formalize this partnership and embrace the humans' methods. Resistance is counterproductive." On Earth, Ambassador Derek Cole was preparing for a live broadcast. Standing in a sleek studio, he adjusted his tie and smiled as the cameras began rolling. The broadcast, streamed across human and alien networks alike, marked a historic moment. "Greetings to all beings of the galaxy," Cole began. "Today, we celebrate the end of conflict and the beginning of cooperation. Together, we've turned what could have been a devastating war into an unprecedented alliance. This is proof that even in the face of hostility, we can find common ground, and make a little money while we're at it." Laughter rippled through the audience, which included both humans and aliens. The broadcast then cut to highlights of the new cultural exchange initiatives: alien chefs mastering Earth's culinary arts, human artists incorporating alien materials into their works, and joint athletic competitions featuring teams from both species. In orbit around Earth, the newly constructed Intergalactic Cultural Exchange Hub welcomed its first visitors. The station, a glittering marvel of engineering, featured towering spires, colorful banners, and docking ports for ships of all shapes and sizes. Admiral Zelkren, now serving as the Council's ambassador to Earth, arrived on one of the first shuttles. As he disembarked, he was greeted by Ambassador Cole, who extended a hand with a warm smile. "Admiral," Cole said, "welcome to the hub. What do you think?" Zelkren glanced around, taking in the bustling crowds, the vibrant stalls, and the joyous atmosphere. "It's impressive," he admitted. "Your species has a talent for turning adversity into opportunity." Cole chuckled. "We like to keep things interesting. Let me show you around." As the two ambassadors toured the hub, they passed a group of children, human and alien, playing together in a zero-gravity arena. Nearby, a council musician performed alongside a human jazz band, their melodies blending into a harmonious fusion. "This," Zelkren said quietly, "is something worth fighting for." Cole nodded. "It's just the beginning, Admiral. Together, we can create something the galaxy has never seen before." As the hub's lights illuminated the surrounding space, marking the dawn of a new era, humanity and the Council stood united, not as enemies, but as partners in a shared future. The war that never truly began had ended in the most unexpected way, proving that cooperation and creativity were humanity's greatest weapons. Months turned into a year, and the once hostile Galactic Council found itself fully immersed in its unexpected partnership with Earth. What had started as an invasion had transformed into a cultural and economic renaissance, driven by humanity's boundless creativity and the Council's gradual embrace of this strange species. Admiral Zelkren sat in his quarters aboard the Righteous Judgment, which was now permanently stationed as a cultural liaison vessel orbiting Earth. His once imposing command center had been reimagined into a sophisticated meeting space, adorned with human art and alien artifacts. Klikthar entered, holding a holographic tablet. "Admiral, another delegation from the Zixan Nebula has requested to tour Earth's agricultural sectors. They've heard about this. Sustainable farming." Zelkren nodded, rubbing the ridge between his 4 eyes. Approve their request. And ensure they receive a briefing on Earth's peculiar obsession with kale. Klikthar hesitated. Also, sir, the humans have invited you to their lunar diplomacy summit. The theme is barbecue under the stars. The Admiral sighed but couldn't help the faintest hint of a smile. Very well. Prepare my schedule. On Earth, the Lunar Diplomacy Summit was the latest in a series of galactic events designed to foster unity. Held under the domed transparency of Luna's largest crater, representatives from dozens of species gathered for food, conversation, and collaboration. Tables stretched across the surface, laden with Earth's finest cuisines and alien delicacies. Ambassador Derek Cole stood at the center of it all, chatting with representatives from the farthest reaches of the galaxy. The atmosphere was one of camaraderie and mutual curiosity. At one table, an insectoid council delegate cautiously sampled Earth's famous ribs, while a human diplomat explained the intricacies of barbecue sauce. At another, a gaseous alien debated the merits of Earth's poetry with a renowned human author. Admiral Zelkren arrived, his tall frame drawing attention. A group of human children, dressed in alien-themed costumes, rushed over to greet him. Admiral, one of them exclaimed, holding up a notepad. Can we get your autograph? Zelkren blinked, unsure how to respond. Klikthar leaned in and whispered, it's a human tradition, sir. A sign of admiration. Awkwardly, the Admiral signed their notepads, eliciting cheers from the children. He turned to Cole, who was watching with amusement. You seem to enjoy this, Zelkren said. Cole grinned. It's all part of the process. Relationships are built on moments like these. Across the galaxy, humanity's influence began to spread in ways the Council never anticipated. Galactic trade routes flourished, powered by human ingenuity and a newfound respect for collaboration. Earth's culture seeped into alien worlds, from its cuisine and music to its penchant for storytelling. On the Council's homeworld, a bustling marketplace now featured human goods alongside traditional alien wares. A vendor proudly displayed Earth-made items, solar-powered gadgets, handcrafted art, and even vintage vinyl records. Nearby, a group of Council citizens gathered around a holographic screen playing an episode of Space Swap. They laughed as they watched a human family adjust to life aboard an alien ship, learning to navigate anti-gravity environments and deciphering complex alien customs. This show is delightful, one crystalline alien commented. Humans have a remarkable way of finding humor in the unfamiliar. Meanwhile, Earth was experiencing its own transformation. Alien technologies were seamlessly integrated into everyday life, improving healthcare, transportation, and energy systems. Cities glowed with a mix of human and alien architecture, their skylines now dotted with structures inspired by both cultures. In one such city, a human musician performed alongside a Council symphony, their instruments blending in a mesmerizing harmony. The performance was live-streamed across the galaxy, a testament to the power of collaboration. Back on the righteous judgment, Zelkren reviewed a proposal from Earth's entertainment industry. Klikthar stood nearby, waiting for his reaction. They want to produce a movie about the war, Zelkren said, his tone skeptical. And they're requesting my creative input? Klikthar nodded. It's being pitched as a comedy drama. They want to portray you as a stern but misunderstood leader who learns the value of friendship. The Admiral groaned. Friendship? Klikthar's mandibles clicked in amusement. It's a very human concept, sir. And, if I may add, the royalties could fund our cultural initiatives for years. After a moment of silence, Zelkren sighed. Fine. But I insist on approving the script. As the Galactic Council and humanity grew closer, the lines between their cultures blurred. Festivals celebrating their alliance became annual traditions, drawing beings from across the stars. On Earth, alien children played alongside human ones, their laughter echoing through parks and playgrounds. In orbit, the Intergalactic Cultural Exchange Hub expanded, its gleaming spires now home to ambassadors, artists, and scientists working together on projects that pushed the boundaries of what was possible. One evening, Cole and Zelkren found themselves sitting on a balcony overlooking Earth. The planet's lights twinkled below, a testament to its vibrant life. "You know," Cole began, sipping a glass of wine, "if you'd told me a year ago that we'd end up here, I'd have called you crazy." Zelkren chuckled, a deep rumble that surprised even himself. "If you'd told me I'd be attending something called a barbecue summit, I'd have laughed in your face." They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, watching as a council worship-turned-tourist liner floated by, its hull adorned with bright advertisements for alien cruises. "What's next for us, Admiral?" Cole asked. Zelkren looked out at the stars, his expression contemplative. "Whatever it is, I think we'll face it together." And with that, the human and alien alliance, born out of chaos and humor, continued its journey into an uncharted future. The once divided galaxy now thrived in a new era of cooperation and cultural exchange. Humanity, with its boundless creativity and resilience, had sparked a renaissance that reached far beyond Earth's solar system. What had begun as a conflict transformed into a profound partnership, reshaping the galaxy's very foundation. On the Intergalactic Cultural Exchange Hub, now nicknamed Unity Station, the daily bustle was a testament to the unprecedented collaboration. Delegates from hundreds of species gathered to exchange ideas, trade goods, and celebrate their newfound alliance. Admiral Zelkren, now a respected figure across the galaxy, stood on the observation deck, overlooking the sprawling station. Ambassador Derek Cole joined him, holding a cup of steaming coffee. "Quite the view, isn't it?" Cole said, leaning on the railing. Zelkren nodded, his 4 eyes scanning the vibrant scene below. "It's remarkable. A year ago, I stood at the helm of a war fleet. Now, I'm watching alien children laugh and play with humans." Cole smirked. Never underestimate humanity's ability to turn conflict into opportunity. On Earth, the Lunar Diplomacy Summit had given way to the annual Intergalactic Unity Festival, a week-long celebration of cultural exchange. Cities were alive with parades, concerts, and culinary fairs featuring dishes from across the galaxy. Alien performers dazzled audiences with holographic displays, while human musicians introduced their alien counterparts to jazz, rock, and classical compositions. In the heart of New York City, Margaret Lin, CEO of Galactic Ventures Incorporated, unveiled her company's latest project, the Galaxy Bazaar, a floating marketplace in orbit. The bazaar featured stalls from every species, offering everything from alien textiles to Earth's handcrafted jewelry. "It's more than just commerce," Margaret said during the opening ceremony. "It's a celebration of our shared potential." In the Galactic Council's chambers, a new tone of unity had taken hold. Leaders who once debated war strategies now discussed joint initiatives for scientific exploration, environmental restoration, and education. One of the most ambitious projects was the Starbridge Initiative, a joint effort to construct a massive network of interstellar transportation hubs. Powered by alien technology and human ingenuity, the Starbridge promised to connect even the most remote regions of the galaxy. Together, Zelkren declared at the Starbridge's groundbreaking ceremony, "We will build pathways that unite us, rather than divide us." On the entertainment front, Earth and the Council continued to inspire each other. The Council-approved movie about the war, Galactic Misunderstanding, became a blockbuster hit, blending humor, drama, and a heartfelt message of unity. Zelkren, reluctantly portrayed as a gruff but lovable leader, found himself the subject of newfound admiration. Klickthar, now a cultural liaison, teased him endlessly. "Sir, I believe you've become a human celebrity. Perhaps you should consider a career in acting." Zelkren groaned. "I'd rather face another invasion." As time passed, the lines between species blurred even further. Mixed crews aboard starships became the norm, and alien technologies revolutionized human industries. In turn, human creativity influenced everything from alien architecture to their storytelling traditions. On Mars, a human-alien research team unveiled a breakthrough in terraforming technology, promising to make inhospitable planets habitable within a generation. The project was aptly named Project Renaissance, symbolizing the rebirth of the galaxy through cooperation. One evening, aboard Unity Station, Zelkren and Cole found themselves once again sharing a quiet moment. The stars outside glimmered as ships from countless worlds arrived and departed. "You've changed, Admiral," Cole observed. "A year ago, you were ready to crush us. Now, you're building bridges." Zelkren chuckled softly. "You've changed me, Ambassador. Humanity has changed us all." Cole raised his glass in a toast. "To the future." Zelkren raised his own, a rare smile gracing his features. "To the future." As their glasses clinked, the station's lights illuminated the galaxy's most ambitious vision, a network of worlds united not by conquest, but by collaboration. And in that moment, the galaxy proved that even in its vastness, it could find harmony. The story of humanity's resilience and creativity had become the story of the galaxy itself, a never-ending tale of possibilities, forged in the stars.